So this one, we're going to be talking about Henry Cavill teases extraordinary sword skills in the Highlander reboot. So yeah, Henry Cavill, my man, the Superman, Geralt, whatever you want to call the guy. It seems like there's no character too small for this guy. And he's going to be joining the Highlander reboot, which is really, really exciting. This kind of, I believe it's like a mythic lore about these immortals who have to fight each other for like a grand prize. And yeah, it's just this kind of crazy lore. But it sounds great. So, actor Henry Cavill stole the spotlight at Lionsgate's CinemaCon panel today, where he promoted the studio's upcoming release, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, set to hit theaters later this month. That movie looks so good. Amidst the buzz, Cavill also offered insights into the highly anticipated Highlander reboot, directed by none other than John Wick's Chad Stahelski. Yeah, so Chad Stahelski's basically been given the reins over 2 different IPs. He's in charge of kind of the John Wick universe, obviously directed some of the films, and now he's in charge of this Highlander reboot as well. And I'm assuming if the first movie comes out and does well, they're probably gonna, make a franchise out of it. But the lore, I think, is really cool. The fantasy concept behind it, we're gonna have a bit of a read into it and what it's about. And yeah, I think it'd be really interesting. I think you guys would really enjoy it. So, if you thought you'd seen me do some sword work before, you haven't seen anything yet, teased Henry Cavill, who previously starred in Netflix's The Witcher. That sounds really exciting because the sword work that he did as Geralt in the Witcher series was really cool. The guy is so good with the sword, doing those choreography scenes, the fight scenes. And I can't wait to see what he's going to do. If he's going to up the sword play in this upcoming Highlander reboot, sign me up. Hinting at some potential substantial changes from the original film, Cavill admitted that his first read of the script left him with some questions. So, Cavill said the following: "I'm a lover of the original movies, for better or for worse, and it's one of those things where I was reading the script for the first time, and I wasn't quite too sure where they were going with it," he remarked. He also teased how the reboot will better define the characters, adding, "But my goodness me, oh my, we're going to go deep into those characters." So in February, Cavill expressed his excitement, saying, "I was and am a Highlander fan. They were great fun movies. Obviously, I watched them when I was a lot younger, and since rewatched, his ongoing passion for the franchise bodes well for the upcoming reboot." Yeah, so if you want to see Henry Cavill, swirling around a sword, just watch, the Witcher series, and you'll get a good glimpse of what the guy is like with his sword choreography and fight scenes. The guy is so talented. He brings the heat every time he's on screen. And, stick a sword in Henry Cavill's hand and just let him swing the sword around for 2 hours and I'd pay to watch it. But yeah, the guy's great, man. Henry Cavill, he's got so much charisma, and, there's not many roles that he's been in where he's stunk up the role. The guy is just so great. So that's the original Highlander character here, and then obviously Henry Cavill. So this is what the Highlander, movie and the mythos is actually about. So Highlander follows a fictional story that asserts the immortals exist, hidden within normal society. So there's a bunch of immortal people that exist within society. They must hunt and kill other immortals by beheading them in a contest known as the Gathering, which will see the last standing immortal gain ultimate power. So there's all these immortals since the beginning of time. They exist within society, and they have to fight each other one-on-one, and the only way you can kill another immortal is by beheading them, and the last immortal left gains the ultimate power. What is the ultimate power? Where does it come from? What does it grant the winner? Have no idea. This is kind of what the film's going to revolve around. And is there actually an ultimate power, or is it just kind of a con job just to make people believe that there's a power to some degree? That's going to be an interesting premise to find out. So while the origins of the contest is never explicitly explained, sometimes the origins of something is better left to the imagination. It makes it seem far more interesting if you have to imagine how something originated. The franchise generally takes the stance that immortals have existed since the dawn of time, and that the contest between them must only abide by 3 hard rules. So there's 3 rules for the immortals here when they're fighting. So number 1, combat on holy ground is forbidden. That sounds exactly like that rule from John Wick, where, the assassins are not allowed to fight each other inside the Continental. It's slightly different in this, though. They can't fight each other on holy ground. So it's kind of the same rule, which is kind of cool. Number 2, combat must be one-on-one. So you can't basically bring an army to kill another immortal. You have to fight another immortal one-on-one. You can't use any kind of cheap tactics. And in the end, there can only be one. So, with recent departures from iconic roles like Geralt or Rivia in Netflix's The Witcher and Superman in the DC Cinematic Universe, Henry Cavill could use a win. Fans are banking on director Chad Stahelski's action expertise, coupled with Cavill's swordsmanship honed from his portrayal as Geralt, to deliver a triumphant production. Yeah, I think this sounds great. If you do the mythos and the lore like really, really great, you have these immortals at one-on-one fight, like beheading each other, you have gruesome kills, some great sword action, some great mythos and the fantasy surrounding it, then I think we're in for a winner, because I love this kind of stuff. And obviously the fantasy genre, you know, a lot of people are very, very interested in the fantasy genre. We've got the Game of Thrones spin-offs. Obviously, we've had the Lord of the Rings series on Prime Video. So there is a really big hunger for kind of, you know, this medieval kind of fantasy mythos kind of type of project. So I think a lot of people will be interested in this. Henry Cavill in the Highlander reboot. I think it sounds great. Can't wait to see what Henry Cavill does with this. As I say, the guy's always charming. He always brings the heat. But guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Are you interested in watching this Highlander reboot with my main man, Superman Henry Cavill, being in the lead role? I can't wait to see what he does with it. And guys, thank you so much for being here and kind of talking all this movie news with me. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot that you come here, click on my videos and enjoy my content. Thank you so much for that. And I'm always appreciative of everyone being here. But guys, like I said, thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one.